Welcome to Daggers and Shadow Daddies.
We're your hosts, Ryan and Adriana.
Buckle up, Buttercup. Silver Flames is coming with a U, from what I've heard. No. So our order of doing things is going to be a little different. We got as far as we could go into this while still maintaining some suspense for the sixth book.
We decided to put Silver Flames off because we want to wait for the sixth book and read Silver Flames right before we read the sixth book. I initially thought that the sixth book was coming out after Onyx Storm. Now it's projected for 2025, 2026. Quite a ways out.
Probably not. 2025 is fine because Onyx Storm comes out in January of 2025 is my understanding.
It's expected to come out late 2025, early 2026.
Shit.
I know.
Well, here's the tentative game plan. Let's do Fourth Wing,
Iron Flame,
Onyx Storm. We'll do some indies kind of in between there. Some, I don't know what you call them, indie authors. Is that right?
It could be indie authors. It may just be little side quests where it's just a single standalone book in
like
this.
Carson City. Crescent City?
Crescent City.
Okay, Carson City is a place in Nevada.
That is
I'm an idiot.
That is not a standalone. I think there's 2 or 3 books.
We won't read those.
Not yet.
Throne of Glass.
Maybe.
Is that a standalone book?
No, that is like 5 books, I think.
Holy Christ. This same lady wrote all these books?
Yeah, she's written a lot.
Are they different?
Yeah.
Or is it just characters? Like they just changed character names? One of them was like a neo-noir. Kind of like how she did with Rhys-Anne and Rhys Weena.
That's not what happened there.
I think it is.
I believe that they're different timelines in the same universe, in different locations also. Like a huge world.
Like a Big Brother isn't the same as Survivor, but they occur in the same timeline at different points of the world. Also different timelines.
Sure.
Take like season 1 of Survivor and season whatever they're on Big Brother.
Oh my God, that's what you're referencing?
Does that work? No? That kind of be the
In
word?
an obscure way, yeah. 2 TV shows
Yeah.
about survival.
Well, is Big Brother a survivalist
What's
show?
Big Brother?
I think that's the one where like they live in a house and there's cameras everywhere. And that's the idea is like there's it was a big thing when we were young and I think it still is ongoing. Millennials won't let anything die.
I am completely confused on where this is going.
Season 7, Akatar Big Brother.
All to say, we are going to read Silver Flames later, right before the expected release date of the 6th book.
How much time are we giving ourselves?
I don't even know.
Do we know how long Silver Flames is as a book, just in chapters?
No, I was not prepared for this interview.
I don't know. I'm just here to help.
Difficult questions. How many are in this series? How many in this?
I feel like we hold this every few weeks because we're trying to kind of time things out, to where it works for our schedules and how many chapters and stuff we can do at a time. It's hard.
Yeah.
Math is weird. I love math, and I don't love book math. Book math is weird.
Book math also includes your day-to-day life, Thanksgiving, and Christmas being planned in there.
Yeah, and so for this Christmas, what we'll be doing is reading the throne scene in Fourth Wing to our grandparents in front of the open fire.
Oh my God. I should share what I sent my mom.
Oh yeah, with the world. Yes.
Yeah.
You need to.
I have not shared this account, this podcast with our family. I told them that if they find it, they better give us a 5-star review. And if you are listening, you are a family member or a friend, you better go give us a 5-star review.
Well, no, I should leave us a 3-star review and be like, pretty good. Fits my sensibilities, but it's not for everyone.
Such a dick move. Anyways, I have not told family about it. And on TikTok, I have all the settings all prepped and ready. But I know with TikTok, if you share a video to someone, it will tell them whose video you just watched. Like so-and-so sent you this in your notifications and vice versa. I was on this account on TikTok looking at Shadow Daddy books for our upcoming, something
research
for research purposes.
Yeah.
After Fourth Wing, like a little book to sneak in before Iron Flame and another. Yeah, we just gotta see what some book talkers have to say. I found an awesome video with a great breakdown of 5 sexy Shadow Daddy books, and I accidentally sent the TikTok to my mom. She watched it. I panicked. Sent it to Ryan in the same exact way to make sure my settings were right, so it at least didn't tell her which account I sent it from. And all I get back was, "Did you mean to send this to me?" I'm like, "Nope." And sent her a recipe for a little palate cleanser.
You could make that a double entendre so easily. Like, what is the palate cleanser from what you said?
So we're just going to pretend like that didn't happen. I'm going to see her this weekend. I would be very surprised if she said anything, and if we just pretend she did not see the TikTok.
I'm contemplating buying like just the dirtiest, nastiest fantasy romance book I can and just hiding it somewhere in her room while we're there. I think it'd be hilarious. I think she would deal with it if I did that. Probably not if you did that. I'd get away with more than the rest of you.
I've told her the genre and overall kind of what we're reading about, but I think when you get a video doing a breakdown of why they recommend these books, it was probably a bit much.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I noticed I didn't get sent that video.
It was going to you.
Well, it shouldn't have been. I told you what we should be doing in between each one of these books. We should be doing book and then 4-ish episodes of 1865.
Yeah.
And then do a book.
I kind of forgot about that promise.
Yeah, well, if you go back to episode 1, which I believe you've redacted since recording was terrible.
But yeah, that's where the promise was of listening to 1865.
You made it 11 minutes in. I don't know how many hours of book I've been into, but we're at 40 hours of podcast. And you are 11 minutes in to the entire podcast that I recommended.
It's really good for falling asleep to.
You didn't even attempt. You didn't even fall asleep to it that day. You were counting down and you kept wanting to see my phone to see if you had made it to 11 minutes yet. Because I said you have to listen to at least 11 minutes. And then at like 8 minutes, you're like, is it still going? I'm like, you haven't made it to 11 minutes. You're like, let me see.
I know. I need to give it a chance.
It's okay. It may not be for you, and it's probably not for our audience, to be completely honest.
I have a suspicion that they might not be into this.
Abraham Lincoln is the shadow daddy of history.
Okay.
That's not true. Sir William Stanton is technically the shadow daddy of the revolution. The Revolutionary War period. No, Civil War period. Sorry.
Don't know the difference in any of these details.
Revolutionary, we fought the British. Civil War, we fought ourselves.
Well, I meant that. I just meant these guys in their historical place in this world. Nope. Nope. I know that sounded like a question to be answered.
You sounded curious. But you
touch.
Not so much for the podcast.
We did read Podwater, like we said in the last episode. However, we don't have a whole lot to say, enough to do an entire episode. And yeah, we thought we'd just sneak it onto here since we said we were going to read it. Do you have anything on Podwater you want to share?
You have several notes. I would say if you are looking to buy a book that you can enjoy reading for a good cause.
Yes, for a good cause, because it goes to an older woman with Parkinson's, which is where she got...
Does she have Parkinson's or dementia?
Parkinson's.
Oh, man.
Shaky, trembly.
Well, I know what Parkinson's is.
That was my way of always remembering. That was why she couldn't write or type.
Oh, I thought it was like dementia. So, like, some of the story was just, her having false memories or something. And maybe she thought it was a documentary of her life.
It gets even sadder.
Oh, well, now I feel like
she got lead poisoning, I guess. And she's kind of written this story around, like, stuff that has actually happened to her.
Does make sense. Lead is sort of a focal point of this book.
Yeah. And I won't add too much because I would like others to go and support her.
Look at it as a fun way to spend an hour and a half.
Yep.
You can read through the entire book in about an hour and a half, depending if you're doing it out loud. I think it was an hour and a half or so.
I agree.
And it was good to read. I don't I didn't feel like I had wasted my time reading it.
No, and you were reading out loud to me while I was cleaning, and our daughter was listening, and she enjoyed it. She asked questions, and she was listening, and...
If you enjoy Reddit no sleep, this kind of falls in that category.
Yeah, like a light version, not scary. It's just, it makes me think of a Reddit story, like a long Reddit story when you're trying to fall asleep, and you're just reading somebody's story that they put out there.
It would be a good book to read to your family if you have children who are, I would say, between the ages of like 8 and adult, right? When you're out camping. I think it would be a fun campfire book.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I really like that.
I think if you had some ambiance, really do the book justice.
That was about all I had on it.
I will get the second book and read it because of the cause.
Yeah, I would agree.
If this person was unafflicted, I would not have purchased this book.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be suggesting it.
Yeah. And we don't have anything negative to say at all either. I think it was just not our cup of tea for something other than supporting others. Anyways, so we're putting off Silver Flames, and next we're reading Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, Onyx Storm, and we're probably going to be sneaking in other books in between. I don't know if it's going to be indie authors. I've been looking into some indie authors, seeing their books, seeing some reviews, what people are saying. But also there are other popular books that are just standalones that are in this genre that we might do also. I don't know yet. We'll see where it lands. So speaking of Fourth Wing and A Court of Wings and Ruin, Frost and Starlight, kind of forgot that we actually read that. It went by so quickly. This is a great episode to be able to talk about Violet and Feyre at the same time because it's right after one series into the next series. We haven't started Fourth Wing yet. What are your thoughts?
So they're the same age, right?
Yep.
One of them is banging an age-appropriate person, which I really appreciate. I think I suffer from some of the same frustration with both, where they're both kind of painted out to be incredibly brilliant, tactitious women. The one is really well educated in the Violet Sorrengail side, right?
Yeah.
And you do see more of it with her thought processes and stuff, and the way, especially in the first part of Fourth Wing, how she approaches things is more analytical, less fly by the seat of your pants.
That, and I just prefer the way that Violet thinks. Listening to the way her mind works is much easier to take in. Like, it feels so much more natural to me in the way that I think. Like, it's not, I'm not saying that like, oh, I'm a super genius, like how she is. Absolutely not. Actually,
I would not say that she's a super genius. I think you are twice the super genius Violet is.
You are quite sweet, but she has very good recall of things that she has read and memorized and studied. All those things. While I don't have that, it just comes off natural. I think that's the best description that I have for Violet in the way that she is thinking, is that it's coming off really natural.
I agree. The other thing I like about Violet, in lieu of Feyre, Violet seems to have reasoning behind some of her decisions. Like, I remember when we went through these the first time, I would get frustrated because I'm like, Violet, you fucking dummy. What are you doing? But now we've had so much Feyre that even Violet's transgressions seem so minor. Like,
at this point, we've gotten a couple chapters back into Fourth Wing. It'll be interesting reading this series again after we just went through ACOTAR and being a little more familiar with the genre in general.
Yeah, being on Team Violet is a little harder initially than being on Team Feyre right away in ACOTAR.
Yeah.
Because there's a struggle that exists with Feyre, especially in the first book, that I think is so human. I really like Feyre through most of the first book. You know what I mean? I can understand.
Yeah, there's a lot of privilege with Violet.
Yeah. Yeah, Violet's kind of got protagonist syndrome. Like, the plot armor is there immediately, and you know it's going to be tougher than dragon scales she's wearing. Like, you're never worried for Violet. The stakes are never high for Violet. And it becomes that way for Feyre. But I would say the first book with Feyre, I really enjoyed her development, is kind of taking you through how her psyche is kind of developed.
Yeah.
And I'd say we don't really get that with Feyre.
You mean Violet?
Or I'm sorry, yeah, with Violet. Thank you. But also, the Fourth Wing moves so much faster.
Yeah, it definitely just dives right into action, movement.
People are dying. First chapter, I think we got like several people dead. One of which we were introduced to. I like it. Also, you never get the feeling that Rebecca Yarros was told, hey, this should have been the end of a chapter. You should have started a new one here. You never get that feeling.
No.
Because she has like an hour, and then it's like 22 minutes in this chapter over here, and then it's like an hour and 10 minutes, and then it's like, oh, this one's only 8 minutes long. You're like, what the fuck is happening? And none of these women will give me a goddamn map that is worth a shit.
Are you wanting like distances added onto them?
I want a more thorough map. Imagine if I gave you a map of the United States and then was telling you about things in South Dakota or in like Rhode Island, and all you had was a, 8.5 by 11 map of the United States.
I was hoping more for a distancing. What is that called at the bottom of a map?
A key?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish that was there, so I really understood how far they were traveling. I just kind of keep mental notes of, in this series coming up, oh, we flew for X amount of hours. I'm like, all right, so it takes that long from here to here. But
Shadow Daddy wise, though, I'm going to miss Rhysand. Like, sure, he's an old, crusty man fucking a child.
Oh my God.
Sorry. He's a silver fox banging a baby.
Stop.
It's a little funny. No? You want me to stop?
Yeah, I hate talking about their age gap.
Okay.
I like to pretend that didn't happen.
Oh, but it's such a huge part of the book. It's brought up all the time.
And you just really rub it in.
Yeah. She's a consenting adult. So she's a sugar baby. Is that better?
Yeah, that's so much better.
Okay. All right. So Anna Nicole Smith. It's a joke for the old people. Gen Z, I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
I don't fully know. Am I too old?
No, it turns out you're also so young.
Oh.
Like Feyre. And I'm old. Rhysand.
No.
All right. I'm done with that. I would say I like the way Rhysand is written overall better than Xaden.
I don't know how I feel. I just feel like I have two relationships with bookmen.
I think I prefer Cassian, Azrael, and Rhysand. And even probably
over Xaden?
Yeah. Xaden's fine. But Xaden is literally just written to be a male protagonist in that book.
I remember when we finished that book, Iron Flame, I think you said Xaden is too perfect.
He's not compelling in any way.
There were no flaws with him. And even the flaw that he had, like, it's just...
His flaw was that he wasn't honest. That's it.
Yeah.
He wasn't bad at anything.
Well, I was worried about spoilers. But I mean, if you're this far into it, you've clearly...
Hey, pro tip. If you haven't read either of these books and you would like to, stop listening right now.
Yeah, we've unfortunately already read them. Well, fortunately, unfortunately.
Yeah. It was a quick breeze through, to be fair. The whole reason we even started this podcast was because of that book.
Yeah.
And again, I really love that book. Like, I was excited. I've listened to the first 5 chapters of that book 3 times in the last week.
Oh, so you're fully prepared.
I know the names of the professors that have been brought in so far. I also read on paper the first 2 chapters of that book. And I would love to read more on paper, but frankly... The audiobook woman,
Rebecca
Soler, does such an incredible job. She reads it so much better than I can. She's amazing. But, yeah, I don't. Xaden Riorson he's just not for me. And that's okay. I'm glad you have him.
I like that there isn't an age gap.
No, that's it. That's what I'm saying. He's age appropriate.
Yeah, they got that advantage. But other than that, I like both series. I am so excited to start this series again in preparation for Onyx Storm. But I have some worries, but we will share them in the upcoming episodes.
So, next episode, Fourth Wing, 1 through 5. Come check it out.
I love you.
I love you.
You're my bestie.
You're my bestie.
It was a great time. We had fun. Now get out and go live your life.
No, wait. No. Thank you all for listening. We appreciate and love you all. Please follow us here, TikTok or Instagram at Shadow Daddies Podcast.
And then go live your life.
Bye.
Bye. Get out. We're done. This was Daggers and Shadow Daddies. Now it's my time. Toodaloo. It was fun for us. I hope it was fun for you. But that's all we've got. Goodbye. Come back in a few days. We love you.